fourth graders, how are you? Hope you are fine. Today we will start with a new lesson. But first, let's revise together. How do plants reproduce? But keep in mind, reproduce means how plant can make a new baby plant. So the plants can be reproduced by making a seeds or by making a spores. As we see in lesson 1, flowering plants, the plant that have a flower and making a seed inside the flower, or by making a seed inside their cones. But how the plants reproduce by spores? So, our lesson for today about mosses, ferns, and fungi. In this lesson, we will learn how the plants reproduce by spores and the characteristics of mosses, ferns, and fungi. As a note, mosses fern are plants that reproduce by spores. Also, fungi reproduce by spores, but keep in mind, fungi are not a plant. First, guys, let's revise together about conifers. Conifers are simply non-flowering plants because they don't have a flower. Instead of a flower, they have a cones. And the shape of the leaves are needles like leaf. So the leaves like needles. And they are evergreen plants because they still green all over the year. And we have two types of cone. The first one is pollen cone or male cones, and the second one is seed cones or female cones. The pollinators here is wind, so the wind will carry the pollen from pollen cones to the seed cone. After pollination, the seeds are formed, and these seeds will be a new plant. Second, we will start with a new lesson, mosses, fern, and fungi. So, mosses often grow in moist places. Moist places are wet places. Mosses reproduce through spores, not by seeds. And ferns are flowers green plant. Ferns are easy to recognize, guys, because of their fronds or because of their leaves. So this is a one leaf and contain many leaflets. These leaflets called fronds. Both mosses and ferns can reproduce by making spores. They don't have a male or female, or they don't need male and female to make spores. And the spores can be found underside the leaves. Now we will talk more about fungi. But first, what about fungi? Or what is fungi? So, fungi are a group of living things, but they are not a plant simply because they cannot make their own food. So, in this case, they will feed on dead animals or dead plants. So, they can't feed on dead animals and dead plants. because they cannot make their own food. So that's why fungi are not plants and they are not animals. Also because they don't have any sense organ. They cannot move like animals. So fungi are not animals and are not plant. Fungus is neither a plant nor an animal. This is the parts of fungi. The first one, the cap. So this is a cap. This is a gills. And this is a stipe. Fungus reproduces by forming spores. But keep in mind, guys, fungi don't need a male or female to make spores. It can produce by itself. So fungi can produce spores, and the spores will move by or will be carried by wind, water, and insects away from the fungus. And if the spores land in a damp places or in a humid area or in a wet places, they can grow into a new fungi. At the end of this lesson, guys, you must be able to classify plants as seed and non-seed plants, and you have to give examples of each type. You have to describe some characteristics of mosses, ferns, and you have to describe also the characteristics of mushroom. We finished this lesson, guys. Thank you and bye bye.